Un hombre fascinado con las plantas medicinales.
Every plant is a medicine if we just knew how to use it.
Finalmente se sintió atraído por China y su medicina tradicional. Y ahora él tiene un sueño.
Get a PhD and be able to go back home and become a professor at some university.
Todos los miércoles, Thomas Avery Garran sale a caminar por las montañas de los suburbios de Beijing. A diferencia de otras personas que recorren las montañas para hacer ejercicio, él va en busca de algo más. Plantas medicinales.
I got interested in herbs in the late 80s. I'm not really sure exactly why. I think I was looking for a way to take care of myself. I kind of opposed some of the basics, society or whatever, and so I got into herbs as a way to sort of be against modern society in some way. And I don't know, I quickly realized that there was a whole world of medicine out there that I never knew existed. I had some friends that were into it, and then I dated a woman who was very into herbs for a while, and that got me more interested. And I don't know, one thing led to another, and before I knew it, I was, you know, making it my passion. And then I learned about Chinese medicine, which I had never really knew existed. I guess that you know, that sort of set me on this whole new path of what medicine was and what health and disease was. And ever since then, I've used Chinese medicine as my primary form of medicine, both as a practitioner and, you know, occasionally as a patient, I suppose. Actually, I think this is Japonica. So this is sort of an interesting thing about this. We have also a species that we use in the West. It's from Europe, which is called motherwort, which means it's the herb for mother. And the Chinese is imuta, which means benefit mother herb. There was no communication between China and Europe with the naming of these plants, and yet the name, it's not the exact same species, but it's in the same genus, and they're used almost exactly the same way. So we use this top part when it's in flower. It's a little bit late now, but and it's used for all kinds of menstrual diseases and problems with the heart. And it's, you know, it's a very, very important herb.
When it first bloom.
Yeah, when it first starts to bloom.
These are good timing. 跟他一块出来呢，就是说跟以前不一样。以前出来玩的时候呢，这眼睛里看的都是山，看的人，看的庙，看的房子哈，照相。但是跟他认识以后呢，我们在一起出来玩的时候，每次他都会看旁边的路上的这些花啊、草啊，然后我也会养成了一个习惯，现在就会去问他这是什么，这个，然后他会嗦一把草，让你闻闻，然后你会在整个的路上。会看到那么多不同的颜色和花儿，还有草，我就觉得还是挺有趣的。比以前出来玩呢，多了很多的内容，就是也认识了很多的植物，也长了很多知识。我觉得这个是挺有趣的。
These kind of plants, it looks a lot like an angelica, like a dangui. But the way that we tell the difference between them, for the most part, is by the shape of the fruit. Which you might call a seed. And it looks a lot like a dangui, actually. In the winter time, and then they'll come up in the spring. So, and try to grow them out in the garden. These kind of plants sometimes not very easy to grow from seed, but we'll give it a shot. So, oh. One more thing I need to look at is the crown down here, where the plant comes from the root. I can scratch it away right here. Actually, I have a knife. Peel a little bit off of there. So yeah, it smells a lot like a dangui.
两个词儿形容这个人 ，plant geek 是什么呢？咱们中国话就叫植物控。还有一个词儿呢，叫 herb whisperer。不是有一个麻语者吗？他就叫是一个草语者，他能够 听得懂这个草药的这个语言，所以呢，他出来的时候眼睛里什么都看不见，只看见这个地上的、树上的、任何地方的角落里的，都能被他发现他想找的这个草药。
Thomas is always at the end, photographing, looking for herbs and taking pictures of plants, and he's having his little intimate moments with nature. I have consulted with Thomas, professional, very interesting to talk to, very knowledgeable, and the prescription I think was good. It tasted terrible.
Well, he's known in Beijing for his herbal treatments and things. He's been given lectures at Oasis Hospital. He gave a full, and I think every naturopath in Beijing attended that lecture. And he was treating with a local culture organization. I was why he treated me. That's how I first knew him. And then all of a sudden he shows up on the hiking group. I'm like, wow, where'd you come from? So, yeah, he's quite well known in his field.
People call me herb whisperer or plant geek, and for me it's just that I seem to have this sort of connection with the plant. It's almost like they're my brothers and sisters. Every plant is a medicine if we just knew how to use it.
哎呦，不行，这他得需要工具，夸一剪刀，一剪就剪。
Thomas conoció a su esposa, Wu Yang-hong, 6 años atrás en la capital china. Ellos tuvieron una hija a la que llamaron Autumn Rain, pero tristemente ella murió cuando apenas tenía 3 meses. Para rendir homenaje a su memoria, la pareja diseñó un jardín botánico en los suburbios de Beijing, el cual lleva su nombre. Su idea con el jardín es que los niños tengan un lugar donde aprender sobre las plantas, pero ahora están en proceso de trasladarlo, pues en el lugar se ha iniciado una obra de construcción.
一些那个玫瑰我们是可以挪走的，玫瑰非常大，这边玫瑰还是很大，还有2棵那个白玉兰，这都可以再拿走。这个玉兰啊，这个可能不太健康，那边还有1棵。 对，还有几棵山楂树，就留在这儿就行了。
El nuevo jardín botánico no está lejos de su ubicación original. Es parte de una gran finca que funciona como una base educativa donde los niños pueden acercarse a la naturaleza y aprender sobre la agricultura orgánica.
这几年的这个家里的这个厨余还真没糟践，全都就是弄成了那个肥了。
Durante la temporada primavera-verano, Thomas y Yang-hong vienen aquí casi cada fin de semana. No les es difícil mantenerse ocupados. Retiran malezas, riegan plantas y preparan abonos. Ellos esperan que los niños que vengan al jardín puedan aprender todo lo referente al cultivo de las plantas sin utilizar herbicidas, pesticidas ni fertilizantes inorgánicos.
This is actually an American plant. It's called echinacea. So it's a medicinal plant, and it's used in medicine in American. You might not like it, but you can try. Chew it for a little bit. It'll make your mouth a little bit numb.
I don't like it.
Yeah. This is ganzao.
什么草？
Ganzao.
甘草。
And this one is huangqin. The college students that come, there's some that come pretty regularly, and I've walked them through here several times, and they help me sometimes. And then when the children are here in the summertime, I think there was 3 groups this year at 3 different times. And so, yeah, I taught them a little bit about composting and some of the herbs. And from the start, the idea was to, the idea was to, originally was to have a place where Autumn Rain could rest, and there could be other kids around and lots of flowers, and it would be beautiful and it would be peaceful. And you know, she left so early. just wanted to give back somehow. Okay, so today we're here in my little, well, this is kind of my office, but it's my little pharmacy here, and we have some extracts that I make here, as well as some dried herbs that I keep kind of on display. I have more underneath here, but so they're from all over. I grow some of them, and we grow some of them at the garden, and I also pick some in the mountains. So here's an example of one I want to just show you because, you know, for those watching in the West, maybe you're a little jealous because actually this is a mahuang, a ephedra, which I picked in the mountains recently. So it's hard to get in the U.S. these days, but it's a really important herb. So I'm really happy to have a full jar of that here. So you know, I have a mixture here. You know, my specialty is combining Western herbs into Chinese medicine, and so I have a mixture of Western herbs and Chinese herbs. Obviously the Western herbs I need to grow myself. The Chinese herbs I can buy or grow. So I have things like Scutellaria latiflora, which is an American herb, alongside of chuanxiong, which is a Chinese herb. And today we have, you know, I'm out of dangui, so we're going to make a little dangui tincture. So I have I have a bag down here of some dangui that I've been waiting to grind into a little powder. So this process is something it's you know it's done a lot in China, though it's not quite as popular as maybe it used to be. It's very popular in the West.
Antes de venir a China, Thomas había practicado la medicina tradicional en Estados Unidos durante casi 10 años, atendiendo pacientes y dictando conferencias en universidades. A él siempre le había interesado la interacción del hombre con la naturaleza. También estaba fascinado con China, no solo por su medicina tradicional, sino también por sus artes marciales y su filosofía. Así que era inevitable que finalmente decidiera venirse a este país.
Over here at my little workstation, I have you know, a couple books that I wrote, and my first book is this one here, Western Herbs According to Traditional Chinese Medicine and Practitioner's Guide. So this was published in 2008, and all these photographs are mine. And this book is about using Western herbs in using the theory of Chinese medicine, using Chinese medicine as your primary medical modality, but using Western herbs to do that, because of course in the West we have a long tradition of herbal medicine, and so we have lots of herbs. And then this past spring, in the spring of 2014, I published my second book. And this one actually I self-published. So I'm kind of proud of it because I did everything myself except for some of the editing. And this is basically the same thing as the first book. This book here has another 52 herbs in it, so I have a total of over 100 herbs that I've described, Western herbs I've described using Chinese medical theory. I'm very partial to Wenbing, and some of my favorite Wenbing books are, here's a couple here written by Liu Jingyuan. And so he did a commentary on this. Is one of the most famous books, which I have here somewhere. Yeah, I just got this today, actually. This is a 1950s version. In the 50s, China did this major, had this major publishing project where they published a lot of the classic books in very accurately. So we have these great classics. This is the Wenbing Tiaobian, which is one of the most famous and important Wenbing books. So, and then here's Liu Jingyan's commentary on that book. So I have a number of other of his books. So I'm really excited to meet him.
El profesor Liu Jingyuan es un experto en enfermedades febriles. Thomas está particularmente interesado en esta área de la medicina. Ha leído muchos libros escritos por el profesor Liu y a menudo pasa horas viendo sus videoconferencias por internet. Él siempre ha soñado con tener la oportunidad de intercambiar ideas sobre la medicina tradicional china con el profesor Liu.
你好，你好，你好，请坐，请坐，请坐，请坐，请坐。
希望那个不要太麻烦。
不麻烦，有什么问题啊？
我觉得你是最大的那个现代的最大的文凭那个老师。
不能这么说，那不能说最大，没有最大那个。
这本书非常好，
是这4个字好。现在也拍成视频了。 拍成视频大概得2个月以后，能出来。
哦，是吗？
温病里边的方子不仅是治温病，内科病一样治。
对，
内科也用啊。
对。对，我知道。
是的。
就他内行。
我的梦想是跟你写一本书，我给他翻译。
你就是把它翻成英文。
对。这我自己出版。
啊，你自己出版的？这个是别人的。
对。我都写的，但是这
不容易，你这家伙也挺费劲的。
这2本书是把西方的药用植物用在那个中医里。
你一定要找最好的版本。
怎么找到最好的？
最老不见得最好，你就权威出版社的东西就好。你看中医药出版社、人民卫生出版社这大出版社，他们就很认真的，小出版社就不行。 你就拿出10年的功夫来翻译一些书，翻译本身也是提高。这本书翻译完了，你就把它吃透了。本草你可以翻几本，是吧？温病你喜欢翻几本，内科你翻一点。我倒建议你不一定原本全本照搬，你可以来个什么呢？文献集注。我这个书的好的我一部分，那书好的我选一部分，把几个集中到一本书里边，非常需要。 美国朋友做这个工作非常需要。中国民族医药学会27号、28号、29号。
El profesor Liu le cuenta a Thomas que pronto se celebrará en Beijing una conferencia internacional de intercambios sobre medicina tradicional china, cuyo objetivo es presentarla ante una audiencia más amplia y variada. El profesor le explica que en el evento participarán más de 1000 personas, entre ellas 15 grandes maestros de la especialidad.
还有这个王国强副部长、3位部长都参加，15位大师，准备把中医推向国外。写个名吧，我这字不好，浪费你一本书，我告诉你。
哎，太谦虚了。
然后呢，那个。
写不好，您见笑。
写得好。
我字儿不行。
我送给。
谢谢谢谢谢谢。你这书肯定写得好。通过刚才啊，跟那个托马斯先生一段时间虽然很短暂，但是呢，我觉得我们谈得很深入。通过这个交谈呢， 我认为他是一个对中医药学非常热爱的人，而且对中国文化的研究也非常深。现在呢，这个中医药在国际上的交流啊，特别需要这样人才。他对这个本草研究的非常深入，同时呢，他又对文病学非常有兴趣，我觉得这个也难得。他有这个把文病学翻成英文，在美国推广的想法。这个想法也非常可取。现在这方面的交流确实是少，这方面人才也少。希望他能够把这个工作呀深入的做下去。需要我帮助的时候，我一定全力以赴，好不好？
好，谢谢。Yeah, so after, I don't know, a lot of years of reading Liu Laoshir's books and watching his classes on the internet, I finally got to meet him today, and he was just really fantastic and sweet and complimenting and very, very kind and encouraging for all the things that I talked about. You know, he's in the top of his field in as a clinician and in warm disease theory, Wenbing. One of the highlights of my time here in China, really. So, and you know, perhaps we get to somehow have some other interaction in the future. I'll get a PhD and be able to go back home and become a professor at some university.
Para los extranjeros radicados en Beijing, a veces la vida puede llegar a ser difícil. Entre los problemas del día a día se cuentan la contaminación y las congestiones del tráfico. Pero Thomas ha mantenido una actitud positiva. Su secreto para llevar una vida feliz en Beijing es tomar las cosas con calma.
Living in China is very interesting. There's a number of things that are challenging about living here. Probably the biggest challenge for me personally is being away from my daughters. Although we can talk on Skype and we can do things like that, it's still not the same as being there. You know, of course there's cultural differences and that can be problematic, but mostly that's not too challenging for me. I mean, after all this time now, it's I've gotten used to it. I've gotten pretty comfortable with Chinese culture. I mean, China and Beijing specifically are still great places to live. One of the things that a lot of people don't realize in the West, and you know, if you've never been to China, is that you know, everyday life is not really that different than anywhere else in the world. Everybody still wants to do the things that they want to do. They want their kids to have a better life than they did. You know, they tend to work hard and work for their children. 这是什么东西？
这是一张鹿皮。
鹿皮。I try to bring little parts of my life from the United States into China, whether it's you know, cultural or food or medicine or whatever. And of course, I have the benefit of having ice hockey in the whole community here. In the end, I'm looking at how can I find a way to take the things, the opportunities that I get here, integrate them into my life that I brought here, and create something new, somehow leave a positive mark on the world.
How are you?
You look like you've been cooking.
Yes. Did you have a good day? You had an exciting day?
Great day. We had an incredibly good tour.
What did you do? You did some...
We went on a tour of the Beijing postcard. You ever heard of those guys?
Postcard?
Okay, well, they do custom tours. We did a custom tour of the Forbidden City, looking at it, a narrative of the history of the Republic, the transition from Puyi to the Republic.
Oh.
So, you know, very specific, going through the Forbidden City. We started in a tea house. That was actually the first public park in Beijing after the you know, 1911.
Right.
I got this when we were at the Ancient Book Museum. I went to the bookstore, so I got you one of these. I figured you'd like this.
Oh, that's so sweet. Look at that. Select the Chinese traditional American classics. Let's see what we got here. Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah, so they're different pages from the different books. that they have in the museum.
Sweet. Oh, I have to get these framed.
I have a very bad hip, arthritis in my hip, and he made a concoction for me that is actually working and making my hip better. So I'm very thankful for his great knowledge of Chinese medicine. He plays hockey, American hockey, very strange for someone his age. Hockey is a very tough sport. So I've always been impressed that he actually can play hockey still, which is a very, very aggressive, hard-hitting sport. That's been something good. I also went with Thomas to the Ancient Book Museum, which I recommend to everyone to go to. Great museum, one of the best in China. And with he and his wife, Zhang Hong, we walked around the museum, and they gave me a lot of insight into what these books mean culturally. So I think it was a great, great experience with them. So they've given me a lot of richness about Chinese culture and made me feel better. What more can you ask from a friend, huh? I think it's great.
我认识的 Thomas 是在美国人里面是最懂中医的，他经常会认识不少的植物，经常去郊游，带着全家去郊游，特别爱自己的太太，特别关心他们的这个孩子下一代，然后做的美食非常好，我最爱吃的是他做的那个三文鱼。 对，上面底下烤的面包，上面带的三文鱼，搞一点那个小茴香啊等等，特别好，特别美味。今天来其实想找他帮我看一下我的腰，因为我腰现在有点疼。
I'm very proud to have a husband who is a Chinese medicine doctor, and I'm very supportive of his career choice. It's kind of a weird, huh? He's a Westerner, he's a Chinese medicine doctor, and I didn't know much about the Chinese medicine, but because of him, I changed so much, and I am totally in love with the Chinese medicine now.
One of the difficulties that I have here is that it's very difficult for foreigners to get a license to practice Chinese medicine. Sort of the next step here for me is really is to find this place where I can take all of that I've accumulated to this point, find the right teacher, do it all in a dissertation as part of a PhD here. And so I think I've found that person. We've been talking, and I think it's going to work out, so I can sort of take this whole conglomerate of information that I have, from practice to ecology to sustainability, and bring it all together in a way that probably no other student in China would ever do. We're going to see how it goes with Huang Laoshi, and perhaps I'll be able to do this thing, and you know, I'll get a PhD and be able to go back home and become a professor at some university or something.
Thank you all for coming. This is really fun and exciting to have you all here, and I get to cook for all of you. And so tonight we have a wide variety of food, from Mexican to Thai, Chinese to French soup. We're all over the map. We have a very global menu here for a global audience, so I hope everyone enjoys it. Yeah, cheers. Cheers. Ganbei.